Hello, welcome to the world today. In cyberspace, now let's cross live to the press conference in Beijing.
Ladies and gentlemen, good morning. Welcome to the press conference of the State Council Information Office. Today, the Information Office has issued a white paper themed Jointly Build a Community with a Shared Future in Cyberspace. And we are holding today's press conference to give you a more detailed introduction to the main content of the white paper, with a focus on implementing Xi Jinping thought on socialism with Chinese characteristics in the new era and the spirit of the 20th Party Congress. The white paper gave a detailed introduction of the achievements made by China on cyberspace development and governance since the 18th Party Congress. It includes steps taken by China to strengthen international cooperation, the vision, actions, and contributions from China in building the community of shared future in cyberspace, as well as calls from China, as well as proposals from China on creating such a community. The white paper is consisted of a preface, a main body, and a conclusion with a total word count of 24,000. The main body has 4 parts. First, building the community with a shared future in cyberspace is essential in the information age. Second, development and management of the Internet in China. Third, China's contribution to building a community with a shared future in cyberspace. And fourth, China's proposals on creating an even closer community with a shared future in cyberspace. The white paper will be issued in 8 languages, namely Chinese, English, French, Russian, German, Spanish, and Arab. It will be published by the People's Publishing House and the Foreign Language Press and will be available in the Xinhua bookstores nationwide. To help you with this understanding, to help you further understand this white paper, today we are glad to have with us Ms. Cao Shuming, Vice Minister of the Cyberspace Administration, Director General of International Cooperation Department, Ms. Qi Xiaoxia, Mr. Yang Shuzhen, Director General of the Policy Research Department, Ms. Sun Weiming, Director General of the Internet Security Coordination Department, Mr. Wang Song, Director General of the Information Development Department, as well as Mr. Chen Renzhe, Director General of the Internet Communication Department. They will take your questions. Now I will first give the floor to Vice Minister Cao Shuming for a brief introduction. Ladies and gentlemen, friends from the press, good morning. It gives me great pleasure to give you a brief introduction on the white paper Jointly Build a Community with a Shared Future in Cyberspace. Since the 18th Party Congress, the Party Central Committee with Comrade Xi Jinping at its core has responded to the changes in information revolution with a priority on the Internet, its development, and its governance. Coordinated work has been carried out in promoting work related to cybersecurity and informatization, and historical achievements has made in this regard. In December 2015, President Xi Jinping attended and addressed the Second World Internet Conference. In his keynote speech, he put forth for the first time the important vision of building a community with a shared future in cyberspace. This vision showcased China's sincere wish of working with countries around the world to enhance cooperation on the development and governance of the Internet. I will give you a brief introduction on the white paper from the following 4 parts. First, building a community with a shared future in cyberspace is essential in the information age. Now we are seeing changes unseen in the past century. Industrial revolution and transformation have taken place. In the Internet domain, we are seeing issues including unbalanced development, incomplete rules, and the lack of a sound order. Cyberspace hegemonism has posed new challenges to the world, and governance on cyberspace calls for fairer, more reasonable, and more effective solutions. Global challenges and threats require the concerted efforts of all countries. President Xi Jinping has hence put forth the important vision of building a community with a shared future in cyberspace. He has put forth a number of major proposals and principles in this regard. For instance, the principles of respecting cyberspace security, safeguarding peace and security, promoting openness and cooperation, and building a sound order. These are the 4 principles. He has also put forth the vision of extensive consultation, joint contribution, and shared benefits in cyberspace governance, so as to build cyberspace into the community where we can jointly advance development, safeguard security, participate in governance, and share the benefits. Second, on the development and management of the Internet in China. The practices that China has taken in developing and governing the Internet has provided strong underpinning and safeguard for China's high-quality development, and the white paper has elaborated on that from the 7 following areas. First, a booming digital economy. Right now, the digital economy in China has a total volume of 45.5 trillion RMB, accounting for 39.8% of China's GDP. It has become a main economic driver for Chinese economy. Second, to make digital technologies better benefit the people. We have enabled the Internet to play an important role in education, in healthcare, and also in public alleviation and rural revitalization. Third, a legal system governing cyberspace has continued to be improved. A number of laws, including laws and regulations on cybersecurity, data security, and personal information protection, has been rolled out to ensure that the cyberspace is governed in accordance with law. Fourth, we are seeing more colorful content online. There are many positive messages online, including the Xi Jinping thought on socialism with Chinese characteristics in a new era, which has taken a deep root in people's hearts, as well as the core values of socialism. Fifth, the cyber environment has become clearer. We've carried out a special campaign to create more positive energy and a good online ecosystem. Sixth, we've continued to enhance the operation of Internet platforms. We've encouraged relevant businesses to carry out and better regulate existing mechanisms and institutions, to encourage fair competition among different Internet platforms and promote their orderly development. Seventh, to provide effective safeguards for cyberspace security. We've enhanced the top-level design and with a particular focus on the security of infrastructure related to key information. We've also stepped up efforts to protect personal information and combat online crimes and cyber terrorism. Third, China's contribution to building a community with a shared future in cyberspace. In recent years, China has continued to deepen international cooperation in this regard, and the white paper includes content on the following 4 areas. First, on digital and economic cooperation. We've promoted the building of a global information infrastructure, and together with APEC, G20, and BRICS countries, we've made positive contribution to global economic and digital development. In the area of cybersecurity cooperation, we've worked together with the international community to enhance the level of cooperation concerning data security and personal information protection. We have launched joint efforts against cybercrimes and cybersecurity terrorism. Together with 274 computer network emergency response teams from 81 countries and regions, we have built a CNCRT international cooperation partnership. On cyberspace governance, a number of bilateral and multilateral cooperation mechanisms have been set up so as to advance the reform and building of a global governance system on cybersecurity. We've also set up a World Internet Conference international organization. And just the day after tomorrow, on November the 9th, the 2022 World Internet Conference will open again in Wuzhen, and you're all warmly welcomed to take part in the conference. We've also used the internet to carry out cooperation on poverty alleviation to further facilitate cultural mutual learning and exchanges so that the benefits of internet development can benefit more countries and regions. Lastly, China's proposals on creating a community with a shared future in cyberspace. The white paper elaborated China's proposals in this regard so as to better respect cyber sovereignty and protect peace, security and stability in this regard. China will continue to act on a community with a shared future in cyberspace and work with all other countries to step up coordination and collaboration and build a cyberspace environment that is fairer, more reasonable, more open, inclusive, safe, stable, and more dynamic, so that the internet can benefit more countries and peoples in the world. Now, my colleagues and I will take your questions. Thank you. Now the floor is open to questions. Please identify your media affiliation before asking questions. From CCTV News. The white paper mentioned that China has continued to deepen international cooperation in this regard and contributed China's fair share to building a community with a shared future in cyberspace. What will be the new features in international cooperation in this regard? Thank you.
Thank you for your question. As I mentioned just now, in recent years, under the guidance of building a community with a shared future in cyberspace, China has deepened international exchanges and cooperation in cyberspace and has made positive progress. And there are several features as follows. First, we follow a people-centric approach. China is the largest developing country with the largest number of internet users. We have 1.05 billion internet users, and we have always followed a people-centric development approach. And we hope that the development of the internet will meet the expectations and needs of the people and follow the trend of the times in the information age. Second, we follow the principle of openness and cooperation. General Secretary Xi Jinping emphasized that openness is an important driving force for progress of the human civilization and is a sure path for prosperity and development for the world. So, in recent years, we have followed the spirit of openness and cooperation, hold high the banner of multilateralism, and set up bilateral, regional, and international cooperation platforms to advance practical cooperation in cyberspace with all countries. And third, we follow the principle of mutual benefit and win-win. We resolutely oppose zero-sum game and work to make sure that the benefit of the development of the internet will be shared by all countries. And China's cooperation with other countries can be seen in poverty reduction cooperation, e-commerce cooperation, and all these has deepened people-to-people connectivity. Fourth, we follow the principle of equal treatment. China is of the view that countries, despite their size, strength, and wealth, are entitled to the participation of international laws and orders setting. The cyberspace and its future should be in the hand of the people of all countries, and all should work together to create an enabling environment for development and cultivate new drivers for global development. We oppose bullying, hegemony, building walls, or decoupling, unilateralism, or maximum pressure. We hope that all sides will respect each other, seeking common ground, and on matters concerning us all, We should discuss and find a common solution. Fifth, we follow the principle of peace and security. We oppose seeking one's own security at the cost of others, and we oppose all forms of cyberspace arms race. We suppose combating cyber crimes and terrorism. We believe that we should seek peace and security through cooperation and common security. We should abandon cold war mentality and seek dialogue and cooperation. And sixth, we should uphold equity and justice. In cyberspace, no country can realize effective governance on their own. We should encourage governments, international organizations, enterprises, and think tanks to work together to improve the dialogue mechanism in cyberspace to uphold the shared interests. Thank you.
右边第3排这位男士。
谢谢凤凰卫视记者提问。我们看到今年4月底，美国政府是主导宣布了一个互联网未来宣言。今天中国政府发布携手构建网络空间共同体白皮书。那就想问一下，中国的白皮书、中国政府的主张和美国所主导的互联网未来宣言之间有什么样的关系？
What are the connections between the white paper and this declaration?
Thank you for your question. Many are paying attention to the declaration and the white paper. Let me invite Ms. Qi Xiaoxia from the International Cooperation Department. I'm happy to take your question. The white paper and the so-called declaration are different in essence. A certain country, as you mentioned, in April, initiated the Declaration for the Future of the Internet. It wanted to impose its standards onto others. It seeks to draw ideological lines and create small blocks, incite confrontation and division, and sabotage international rules in cyberspace. These acts have severely undermined the solidarity of the global family of the Internet and has severely undermined the peace, the stability and development of the global Internet. And in the white paper, as we've introduced, we put forth China's proposal on building an even closer community with a shared future in cyberspace. And what we call for are openness, cooperation, inclusiveness, and mutual learning. We believe that the cyberspace belongs to all mankind, and its future is up to all countries to decide. It is not up to one single country or a few to decide. On the international governance on cyberspace, we support the UN to play a main role, and we call on the international community to stick to the principles of extensive consultation, joint contribution, shared benefits, and stronger cooperation so that we can jointly study, research, and map out relevant laws on global governance. China stands ready to work with all countries to deepen cooperation, carry out reform and building of such a global governance system, and build an even closer community with a shared future in cyberspace. Thank you.
左边第1排这位女士。
Next question, please.
好，谢谢。天目新闻提问。我关注到白皮书的第27页里面
in page 27 of the white paper, it says that China has actively contributed to industrial digitalization around the world and stand ready to work with the world to advance green transformation and digital transformation. What are China's measures in this regard? Thank you.
这个问题呢，由我们信息化发展局的局长王松先生来回答。
好，感谢您对数字化、绿色化的
Thank you
关注。
for your interest on the digital and green development.
加快建设网络强国、
The
数字中
20th
国，要求
The report to the
加快
20th
发展
National
方式
Party Congress
绿色转
mentioned
型
that we
发展
need
绿
to
色低碳产业
accelerate the
推
building
动
of
形
a
成
cyber
绿色低碳的
state
生产
and
方式
digital
和生活方式。
state, and
当前
we should accelerate the
数字化和绿色化
transformation, the
不仅
green
是全球发
transformation,
展的
and
必要途
develop
径
green and
也
low
是
carbon
相互
industries
依存、相
and
互促进
form
的孪生体。
a green and low
一方面
carbon way
数字
of
产业能耗
production and work.
在快速增长，例
Currently,
如
digital and green development are important topics and interconnected topics. On the one hand, the energy consumption of the digital industry is growing rapidly, so there is an urgent need for the green transformation in this area. On the other hand, the digital technologies has a growing role in green transformation in the traditional industries. It is projected that by 2030, the carbon emissions reduction will reach 12.1 billion tons. Thanks to digital technologies. In recent years, China has implemented the Green and Digital Transformation Development Action Plan, and there are several tasks. First, we should advance the green and low-carbon development of the digital industry. Second, we should accelerate the digital technologies empowerment in traditional industries. And third, we should bring out the role of the green transformation in digital industries. So we have mapped out 18 priority tasks and measures, and thanks to the concerted efforts of all departments and localities, we have seen some progress. For example, the energy consumption in 5G base stations has reduced by 20% compared with the number in 2019. And the PUE in the large-scale data centers has reduced below 1.3. So many large companies has answered the call of the country and mapped out low-carbon development actions. Going forward, we will carry out pilot programs for the green and digital transformation and encourage regions with ripe conditions to carry out pilot programs. And second, we will spread those successful cases and experience to play an exemplary role. Third, we will deepen international cooperation in this area and advance exchanges and experience sharing at bilateral and multilateral level.
中间第4排吧。
谢谢主持人。澎湃新闻记者提问：党的18大以来，习近平总书记提出了关于构建网络空间命运共同体的理念主张。能否谈一谈总书记关于构建网络空间命运共同体的理念主张的具体和认识？
So can you share with us the understanding in this area?
Thank you for your question. The community with a shared future on cyberspace proposed by President Xi Jinping has many layers, and I invite Director General Mr. Yang Shuzhen from the Policy Research Department to take your question. You raised a very important question, and I'm happy to take it. In December 2015, at the second World Internet Conference held in Wuzhen, President Xi Jinping made a keynote speech, and it was during the speech that he put forth for the first time building a community with a shared future in cyberspace. And after that, he gave a number of profound interpretations of this community to further enrich it and give it a more profound impact. Today, building such a community has already become a consensus of the international community. From research and study, I feel that there are 4 sentences that can help sum up this vision. First, it is an important vision that keeps up with the changes of the times. Our world today is undergoing changes unseen in the past century. On the one hand, peace, development, cooperation, and mutual benefit are still the unstoppable historical trends. On the other hand, hegemonism, bullyism, are still doing harm to the world. And our world has again come to a historical crossroads, and humanity faces unprecedented challenges. General Secretary Xi Jinping, with a keen understanding of the world, of the times, and of the history, has put forth the vision of building a community with a shared future for mankind. And building a community with a shared future in cyberspace is part and parcel of a community with a shared future for mankind. It is also an important part of Xi Jinping's thought on socialism with Chinese characteristics in the new era, and part of his important vision of building China into a country that is strong in cyberspace. His vision has provided a source of inspiration and action guide to respond to the challenges of the information age and to build a new home of all in the area of cyberspace. Second, it is a strategic goal that responds to the call of the times. Revolutionary changes are taking place in the information domain, and the Internet has made our world a global village where all of us are interconnected. With a view on the changes in the information era, President Xi Jinping has put forth a strategic goal of building cyberspace into a community where we can jointly advance development, safeguard security, participate in governance, and share the benefits. President Xi Jinping called on all of us to make sure that we all participate in the governance of the cyberspace and benefit from such a community. This has provided us with a strategic goal. Third, basic principles to help us address the issues of our times. The Internet has boosted human civilization. That said, it has also brought new challenges and threats to countries' sovereignty, security, and development interests. Hegemonism and power politics in cyberspace are manifesting themselves. Protectionism and unilateralism are on the rise. Cyber attacks and crimes have become increasingly severe. General Secretary Xi Jinping has called on us to be systematic in thinking and be issue-oriented in our approaches, and has put forth 4 principles in enhancing global Internet and cyberspace governance, and that is respecting cyberspace sovereignty, protecting peace and stability, promoting openness and cooperation, and building a sound order. These have pointed the way forward for us. Fourth, it is China's proposal to enhance the well-being of all mankind. The Internet is a shared home of us all, and its future is up to all countries to explore together. With a view on enhancing the well-being of all, President Xi Jinping has put forth a 5-point proposal on building a community with a shared future in cyberspace, and that is to accelerate the building of global Internet infrastructure for greater connectivity, to build an online platform for cultural exchanges and mutual learning, to promote the innovative development of the digital economy for common prosperity, to maintain cybersecurity, to promote orderly development, and to build a system of global governance in cyberspace to promote equity and justice. These proposals have provided us with the path to realize a community with a shared future in cyberspace, and will surely benefit more the Chinese people and the people of all countries. Next question, please.
Hi, Bloomberg News. I was wondering, has China finished what it set out to do with the overhaul and rectification of the Internet and online platforms, or is there still more work to be done? Thank you.
请翻译一下问题。
您好，彭博社记者提问：中国现在是否已完成了对互联网平台企业的规范和整顿？后续是否还会采取其他的举措？谢谢。
谢谢彭博社这位记者的提问。这个问题呢，我们请这个信息化局的局长王松先生。
Thank you for your question. I will direct your question to Mr. Wang.
感谢您对互联网平台企业的关注。
Thank you for your interest on the internet
鼓励和支持
platform
互联网平台
and
企业
companies.
健康
Encourage those companies and
持
platforms
续发展
to
是我们的重要
realize
职责。
healthy, sustainable,
我
and
们
long-term
对互联网
development
平
is
台
an
企业的
important
行为
task of us.
依法依规
So we
开展日常监管。
have
如果互联网上
supervision
出现
over
了
their
突出乱象，
behaviors
我
in
们也会
accordance
开
with
展
law.
清朗
If
专
there
项
are
治理行动。
law-breaking activities, we will carry out campaigns
我们总体上秉持着
to deal with that.
促进发展与
So
监管
the
规范
general
并行，
goal is
政策引导
to
和
promoting
依
their
法管理
development
并举，
and regulating their
社会效
behaviors
益
all at the
和
same
经济
time
效益
to
并重的理念，
achieve their
为
social
互联网平台
and
企业
economic
营造良
effectiveness
好
all
环
at the
境。
same time
好，
to
谢谢。
create a sound environment for the development of these
下一个问题。
companies. Thank you.
中间第二排，这位女士。
谢谢主持人。南方都市报记者提问：今天发布的白皮书提到，中国
The
的
white
互联
paper
网发展致力
mentioned
实践，
that
为构建网络空间命运共同体做出了积极贡献，
China's
并提出了
practice
中国的
in
主
the
张。
building
我的
of a
问题是，
community with a
中国
shared
发布
future in
携手构建
cyberspace
网络
has
空间
offered
命运共同
example
体白皮
in
书，
efforts in this
是不是在
area.
推广一种互
So
联网发展的
does
治
the
理模
release
式？
of
谢
the
谢。
white paper a promotion
好，
of
谢谢您
a
的提问。
Chinese model?
这个问题呢，由我来回答。
Thank you for the question.
世界各国的国情不同，
Countries
政
around
治
the
制
world
度
are
不同，
different in their
文化
national
背景也各不
condition,
相同。
national
我
conditions,
们认为
social
各
system,
国
and
都有
cultural
权利
background. We
选
believe
择
that all
适合自
countries
己的
are
互联网发
entitled
展道
to
路。
choose a development path
同
of
时，
the
我们要看
internet
到
that
世界
fits
各国
their
人
own
民
realities.
对于搭乘数字时代的快车，
We do
充分利用
understand
互联网的
that
发展，
it
实
is the
现
shared
更加美好
aspiration
的
of
生
people
活
of
愿
all
望，这一点
countries to
全
get
世
on
界都
board
一致的。
on this age of rapid digital
这一点呢，
development
恰恰
and
是
to
各
use
国
the
政
internet
府、
to
国际
achieve
组
better
织、互
development
联
and
网
better
企业、
lives.
技术社
This
群、民间机
should
构、
be
公民
the
个人
direction
等
where
各
the
个主
companies,
体应该
international
努力的方向。
organizations, internet businesses,
中
and
国互联网发
technicians,
展和治理实
communities,
践为构建网
NGOs,
络
and the
空间命
people
运共
should
同
work
体
together
探索了
toward.
经验，也贡献了中国智慧和中国
China,
方案。
throughout its own
世界
progress
各国
in
文化、
developing and
文
governing
明形
cyberspace
态
has
多样，
contributed its
都
own
应该
wisdom
也
and
都一定能够
proposals
找
to the
到适
world.
合自己的互联网发展。
We have different
治理之后，
civilizations in
我
the
们中
world,
国
and
有
we
一句
do
话
believe
叫
that all
美人
countries
之
can
美，
find their
美
own
美与
path.
共
In China, we believe
我
that
们
we need to
是
learn
非
from
常
the
支
good
持多元
practices of
化的
others,
探
and
索
at the
与
same
实践，
time offer
而不是把
our
自己
good
的模式呢
practices as an inspiration to others. We
中国始
we
终
do believe in
坚
mutual
持尊
learning,
重
but
网
no
络主权，
imposition of
尊
one's
重
own
各
will
国自
onto
主选
others.
择网络发
China
展道路。
respects the
网络管理模式、
cyberspace sovereignty of others,
互联网
and we
公共
respect
政策
others'
以
rights
及
to
平等
choose
参与
a
全球网
cyberspace
络空间
development
治理的
path,
权利。
governance model,
以上是我的
public
回答。
policy, as well as their right of
下
equal
一个问题。
participation in the global cyberspace
左
governance.
边第4排这位男士。
Next question, please.
谢谢。日本共同下提问，我有2个问题。第一个问题，
Kyoto News,
在
I have
20
two
大报告
questions.
中，习近平总书
First,
记
in the
强调推进
20th
网络强
Party
国
Congress,
建
President
设。
Xi
那么
Jinping
接下来
has
的
said
5年中，
that
具体应
we
该
need
怎
to
样
make
去
China
做？
country
有哪些
strong
措
in
施？
cyberspace.
第二个问
What
题，
will be the
中国
concrete
近年来不
actions?
断增强网络
Second,
安全建设，
in recent years,
有些
China
外国
has
企业
stepped up
担心在华工作受到限制。
building
对于
a
这样的
stronger
担心，中方有
and
何
safer
回应？谢
cyberspace.
谢。
Some foreign businesses are
好，谢
worried
谢
that
您的
their
提问
work in
啊。
China
你
may
这
be
个提问中是
restricted.
2个问题。
So,
第一个问题关于网络
what's
强国
China's
建设，
response to
我们
such
请
worries?
政策研究局的局长杨树
First,
珍
we
先
will
生来
have
回
Mr.
答。
Yang Shuzhen
第
to
二个
take your
问题呢，
first
是
question.
请我们国际
And
局
for
的
your second
这
one,
个齐晓夏女
we
士
will
来回答。
have Ms. Qi Xiaoxia to take
好
it.
的，党的20大呢描绘了
The
我们
part,
党
the
和国
20th
家
Party
未来发展
Congress
的宏伟
has
蓝图，
pointed
特别是
the blueprint
顺
for
应
the
信息时
parties
代
and
发
the
展
country's
大势，
future development. In
对于
particular,
网络
it has
强国
pointed
建
out
设
that we
也
need
提
to
出了一系
keep up
列
with the
新
changes in the
任务、新
information
部署
era
和
and
新
has
要
put
求。
forth new tasks
我
and
们要
goals to
深
be
入贯彻
completed in
党的20大
cyberspace.
精神，
We will
按照习
fully
近平总
implement
书
the
记提
spirit spirit of the party,
技术要强，
and continue
内
to
容
act
要
on
强，
President Xi
基础要
Jinping's
强，
instructions, and that
人
is
才要强，
we need to make sure that the
和国际话语
technologies,
权要
the
强的
content, the
5个强的
infrastructure,
要
the
求，
talents, and
扎
relevant
扎实实
international
推进网络
discourse
强国
are
建设，
strong in
为全面建设
cyberspace,
社会主义现代
so
化
as
强国
to provide
提供
sound
有力的
underpinning
服务
and safeguard
支撑
to
和保
make
障。
China into a
具体来讲，我想
great modern
未来的构
socialist
想
country.
有
To
以
be
下
more
7个方面。
specific, I would like to
第一，
talk about the following 7
以加
areas.
强网络内
First,
容建设，
We will
塑造主
strengthen
流舆论的新格局，
internet content to better
充分发挥
communicate
互联网的传
mainstream
播优
public
势，
opinion. We
推
will
动全媒体传播体
leverage
系
the
建
role
设
of，the internet,
事务
build
正创
an
新，
all-round
做好
media,
重大主题宣
make
传，
innovative approaches
着力打
on
造
the communication
网
on
上
major
精品、
topics,
正能
so
量
as to create more
工程，
fine
全面提升
communication-related
网络
programs
国际传播的
and
精准
make
度、
international
有效
discourse
性
more
和吸引力、
effective,
感染力，
more timely,
不断
and
壮
more
大网上
attractive,
主流舆
so
论
that
和中国声音。
China's public opinion and voices will be better
二是以
heard.
健全网络综合治理体系，
Second,
推
we
动
need to
形成
complete
良好
the
生态，
cyberspace governance
在
system
今年
and build
基
a
本建
sound
成网络
internet
综合治理体系
ecosystem.
的基础上，
On the basis of
着力构建科
a
学、
basic
高效、有序
national
的管网
governance
治
system
网
for
新格局，
cyberspace, we are now
加
working
强
to
网
make the
络文明建
cyberspace
设，
management more sound,
推
effective,
进
and orderly.
网络立法、司法、
We
执法、普
have
法，
carried out work to enhance
深化网
law
络的生态的源
enforcement
头
and
治理、
awareness
系
in
统治理、
cyberspace
依法
and
治
get
理，
down to root causes
持续
to
推
make
进
sure that
清朗专项行动。
we will continue
营造
to make
清朗
the
网络
internet
空间。
environment clearer and to ensure that
三是以
the
加强
internet is
数字中
governed
国
by a
建设，
sound rule of
助
law.
力中国式现代
Third,
化，
to contribute to Chinese
充分发挥
modernization
数
through
字中
stronger
国建设
through
整
building
体
a
布局
stronger
的引
digital
领推
China.
动作用，
We will continue to
加
fully
快
leverage
新
the
一
role
代
of
信息基础
digitalization in
设施
China,
建设，
step up the building of a
推
new
动数字
generation
经
of
济与实体经济
infrastructure
融
projects,
合发展，
achieve better integrated
打造具有
development
国际竞
between
争力
the
的
digital
数
economy
字
and the
产
real
业集
economy,
群，
and build a
加快
cluster
建设
of
数
digital
字政
industries
府、
that have
数
global
字社会、
competitiveness.
数字
We will
乡村，
enhance
深入实施
work
数字
related
化、绿
to
色化协
building
同转
digital
型发展
governments,
行动，
digital societies,
深
digital
入实
rural
施
areas,
全民
and
数
digital
字
and
素养
green
与技能提
transformation.
升行动，
We will also equip our
以行
citizens
动
with
能
relevant
推动新
skills
发展。
so that there will be new
四
drivers
是以信息
promoting
领域
China's new
核心技
development.
术突破，
Fourth, we will make
推动
breakthroughs
高
in
水
key
平科技治理自强，
information-related technologies
充
so
分发挥
as
先
to
行举国体制的制度优势，
achieve
和重大工
self-reliance
程
on
的牵引作
high-level
用，
science and technology.
加
We
快
will
推
make
动原创
nationwide
性、
efforts
引领性
to
的科
build
技攻关，
stronger systems
加强基
and
础研
programs
究，
related
完善激励
to
机制，
science and
加快
technology,
形成
step up the
创
building
新
of
生态体系
incentives,
和产业的自主能力。
and
五是以维护网络安
build
全和
more
数据安全，
innovative
推进国家
industries
安全体系
and
和能力的
self-reliance
现代化，
capacity in this regard. Fifth,
全面
to
加强网络安全、数
further
据安全
modernize
保障体
our
系和
efforts
能力
in
建设，
protecting cybersecurity
加
and,
强关
and
键信
digital
息基础
security.
设施
We will
建设
step、up
安全防护，
protection related to
加
cybersecurity,
大个人
data
信息
security,
和重要
information,
数据
personal
的
information
保护力度，
protection, as well as
切
the
实
security
维护国
of
家的网
key
络安全、
information
数
related
据安全
infrastructure. With
和
these
人民
efforts, we
群众
will
的切实
better
利益。
protect
六
China's
是以构建
cyberspace
网络空
security
间利用
and
共
the
同体，
interests of
推
our
动构
people.
建人类命运
Fifth,
共同体，
to build a community with a shared future in
深化网信领
cyberspace
域
to
的
further
交流
contribute the
合作，
building of a community
积
with a
极
shared
参与
future.
网络空
We
间的
will
治理
deepen
进程，
international cooperation
让
on
互联网
cyberspace
发展成
governance,
果更好地
take
造
a more
福世
active
界人民。
part in relevant global
七是以建设具有
cyberspace
国际竞
governance
争力的网信人才队伍，
and enhance China's voice
建设
and
人才强国，
our
创新
ability
网
to
信
set
领域
rules
人
in
才
this
培养
regard
机
so
制，
that the internet can better
努力造
benefit
就
the
更多
world
的
and the
战略
people.
科学家、
Fifth, we will
一流
culture
领
more
军人
high
才
caliber
和创新
talents
团
on
队，
cybersecurity.
青年科技
We will
人才、
create more
卓越工程
A-level
师，
teams
打造网信新型
engineers
智库，
and
建
young
强网信干部
talents
队伍建设，
so that we will have a
为
team
网络强
available
国
that can help
建
us
设提供
to
强大
build
的智力支
China
撑
into a country
和
that
人
is
才
strong
保
in
障。谢
cyberspace.
谢。
Thank you.
我来回答这位共同社记者朋友的第二个
On
问
your
题。
second question,
你的第二个问题呢是关于
you mentioned
外企担心在华
that
经
some
营
foreign
受到限
businesses
制。
in China
我的
worry
回答是
about the
这种担
restrictions
心
they may
完全没
face
有必要。
in doing business in
党的
China.
20 大
And
强
my
调
answer to you is
中
that
国
there's no
坚持
worry
对外开
in
放的
this regard.
基本国
The
策。
20th Party
大家可能
Congress
注
has
意到，
mentioned that China
习
will
近
stay
平主
committed
席
to
在
the fundamental
11月
state
4
policy of opening up to the outside world. During the 5th CIIE at the opening ceremony, which was held on November the 4th, President Xi Jinping mentioned that China will work with all countries and share the opportunities provided by China's big market, provide more opportunities in China's opening up, and provide more opportunities to other countries in international development. From all these, you see that China's door of opening up will only get wider. Data from relevant Chinese authorities show that foreign businesses in China, the number of such businesses are over 100 in China, and a lion's share of them are from Japan. So from this number, you see that these foreign businesses are very confident in China's business environment. The Chinese government has all along committed to build a global business environment that is governed by law, that is sound, and support the law-based operation and development of foreign businesses. We have always treated domestic and foreign businesses equally, and we will continue to do so. Thank you. Next question, please.
谢谢。北京青年报记者提问，我有一个关于国际传播的问题。
My question is on international communication. In the 20th Party Congress, it mentioned the need to enhance the ability and effectiveness of international communication. What are the progress already made in this regard in cyberspace, and what are the measures to be taken to better tell China's stories and build a community with a shared future in cyberspace?
Thank you. This is a very good question. How to shape a reliable, admirable, and respectable China in the world. This is our goal.
网络传播局的副局长陈仁泽先生来回答。
好，我们谢谢北青报记者的提问。
Thank you for your question.
党的18大以来呢，习近平总书
Since
记
the 18th Party Congress, General Secretary Xi
推
Jinping
动国际传播工作，
has made personal
深刻阐
commitment
释了
and
加强国
arrangements
际
for
传播
international
能力建设
communication
的一
work,
系列的
and
重大的理
he
论
has
和实践问
expounded
题，
on
为我们
a series
指明
of
了前进的方向，
important
提供了
theoretical
根本的
and
遵循。
practical issues
我们认真
regarding
贯彻落实习近
international
平总书记
communication.
重要指示
This
精
has
神
charted
和
the
党中
course
央的
for
决
our
策部署，
work and offered fundamental
会
guidance.
同各
We
地
will
各
faithfully
部门
implement the important
大力推动
instructions and
网络
deployment
国际传播守正创新，
made by General Secretary
努
Xi
力
Jinping
提
and the
升
CPC Central
网络国际
Committee.
传播的覆盖面
We will work
和影
with
响力，
relevant departments
取得
and
了积
logalities,
极的进展。
and we have made
一是
positive
思想
progress
演
in
练
this area.
中国道路
First
精神内核充分彰显。
We've showcased
我们围绕
the
重大活动、
appealing of
重
the
要实例
Chinese path
充分发挥网络传播
on the
优势，
occasion of
创
major
新
events
语态
and
表
time
达，
junctures,
加强
with
全媒体呈现、互动化
bring
传
out the
播，
role of the
多为立体
cyberspace and
宣传
innovate
阐释
our
习近平
narratives
新时
to
代中
strengthen
国特色
the
社会主义思想，
omni-media
帮助更
expression,
多的外国受众
interactive
来读懂
communication
这一马克思主义
to
中国化、时代化、
promote the Xi
最
Jinping
新成
thought
果
on
的
socialism
真理
with
力量
Chinese
和世界意义。
characteristics in the new era
二是主动塑
in a
造
multi-dimensional
中国
way
之治
to help
价值感召
foreign
不
readers
断
and
强化。
audience
我
understand
们围绕党的
this
20大
the theoretical
庆祝建
power
党100年
and the global significance
北京冬奥
of
会
the
等
latest
重大主
outcome
题，
of adapting
积极开
Marxism
展
to Chinese
中国有约
Chinese
打卡中国
context
等
and
网
the
络
need
国
of
际
our
传播活
times.
动，
Second,
展现丰
we
富多彩、
have
昂扬
taken
奋
the
进的中
opportunity
国
of the
形象，
20th National
让
Party
国际
Congress,
社会
the centenary
更加
of the
直观地了
CPC,
解中国共产党
Beijing Winter
为什么能，
Olympics, and other
马克思主
major
义为什么行，中国特色
events
社会主义为什么好。
carry out
30
a
号
number
感传
of
播
international
中国文
communication
明精神
activities
标识
to let the international
以
community know
更
more
具时代
about
感、
China,
人
about
情味儿、
the Communist
国际范儿、
Party of China,
烟火气
and to
的
showcase China's
网络传播方
determination
式，
to pursue peaceful
将世
development
界
and to make
阐释
contribution
推
to
进
human
具有中
civilization.
国特色、
Third,
体现中国
we
精
are
神、
using
蕴
more
藏中国
down
智
to
慧的
earth
优秀文化，打
and
造了一批
appealing
彰显中国审美旨趣、
narratives
传播当
in
代价值观
online
念、反
communication
映全人类
that
共
can
同
be
价值追求
understood
的
by
网络
other
精神，
countries.
推动中
And
国文化
we've
更好
promoted
地
a number
走向
of
世界。
cyber
四是
classics
凝聚力量，
that
中
showcase
国故
China's
事的讲
values
述队伍
and
日益
aesthetic
壮大。
appreciation,
我们以网
and
络
to
为媒介，
demonstrate
以
our
红
fine
星
culture.
可以照耀中国、新时代我在中国
And
等
fourth,
项目为载体，积极
we've
搭建
launched a number of campaigns and projects such as Why Red Star Over China and New China, I Am in China, and In New Era, I Am in China. And we have set out platforms and channels for readers to understand more about China. And more foreign political dignitaries, experts, scholars, journalists, and overseas Chinese communities are sharing their experience with China and telling China's story and spreading the Chinese culture. And going forward, we will focus on the important deployment set out in the 20th Party Congress and bear in mind the priority tasks and enhance our capacity in international communication and enhance its effectiveness to better tell China's story, the CPC stories, and to spread China's voices further and wider to demonstrate a multidimensional China.
中间第3排这位女士。谢谢香港中评社记者提问。我国在维护网络安全方面主要采取了哪些
upholding cybersecurity, what measures have been adopted, and what are the experience that can be shared with other countries?
Thank you for your question. Cyberspace security is something that we all care deeply about, because without security on cyberspace, there's no sustainable development to talk about. And in this regard, we will have Ms. Feng Weiming to take your question. Thank you for the question, and thank you for your interest in cyberspace security. Since the 18th Party Congress, the party's CPC Central Committee, with Comrade Xi Jinping at its core, has made a number of important instructions regarding cyberspace security, and these have provided us with the way forward in doing our work. And in recent years, various departments and localities have implemented President Xi Jinping's important instructions on building China into a country that is strong in cyberspace. And our work has mainly focused on the following 5 areas. First, a structure of regulations and laws related to cybersecurity has been set up. We've issued a number of relevant laws and regulations, including the cybersecurity law, data security law, and personal information protection law. A number of policy documents, including measures for cybersecurity review and measures for the security assessment of cloud services, have been introduced. And there are other 300 more national standards that have been formulated, and together they form the basic structure of policies and regulations. Second, a more complete system on cybersecurity. We've issued a national emergency response to cybersecurity incidents. We've set up an emergency coordination and notification working mechanism, which help us to timely collect information, monitor and issue pre-warning, notify risks, and respond to emergencies promptly. Third, our ability to protect key infrastructure has further been enhanced. We've also introduced relevant regulations, such as the regulation on the protection of the security of key infrastructure-related information. Under the coordination of the Cyberspace Administration and with the work of relevant departments, key information-related infrastructure has continued to be strengthened, and our ability to protect such infrastructure further enhanced. Fourth, the interconnected development of cybersecurity-related awareness-raising technology and industries. We've set up Level A disciplines and demonstration zones in this regard. Now, over 60 universities in China have set up departments related to cybersecurity, and every year the graduates in this regard exceeds 20,000. We've also created 5 demonstration zones on the cybersecurity-related disciplines. Fifth, we have enhanced awareness raising in this regard. For 9 consecutive years, we've carried out a week-long campaign which has institutionalized our awareness-raising campaign on cybersecurity. We've overhauled illegal industries, including the secret snaps using illegal cameras, and we've hit out hard against illegal activities such as the illegal selling of personal information, the violation of privacy, and telecommunications fraud. Nationwide, we are implementing the 20th Party Congress, and the Party Congress has pointed the way forward for our work, and going forward, we will continue to work with all countries to build a community with a shared future in cyberspace. Thank you. Next question, please.
谢谢主持人，我是红星新闻记者。我的问题是，白皮书中多处提到，中国企业在信息基础设施建设、电子商务等领域积极开拓海外市场，为全球互联网发展做出了贡献。我们注意到，华为等一些中国企业在有些国家的发展受到了很多限制。请问，您对此怎么评价？
What's your comments?
这个网络信息领域在全球
Thank you for your question. Actually, the rapid development of cyberspace has attributed to globalization, but recently we've seen the rising of deglobalization. So I don't think this is the right way of doing things, and I will ask Ms. Qi to answer your question. Actually, this is a question that is on the mind of many parties, and it is a question that deserves attention. In recent years, the Chinese companies have actively engaged in the international market in international R&D cooperation, which has offered a large number of secure, reliable, quality yet inexpensive products and services to the world. And this has offered a large number of job opportunities to many countries and regions. Actually, the reason for the restrictions facing by Huawei and some other Chinese companies overseas are very clear. Some individual country has taken national security as a pretext to abuse export control, to suppress the Chinese companies and undermine their legitimate rights and interests, which has disrupted the stability of the global industrial and supply chains. The Chinese company opposes politicization of technological issues and opposes the abuse of national power and to use all means to suppress and contain other countries' companies in violation of the principles of market economies and international trade rules. In the current context, facing multiple risks and challenges, it is all the more important for the international community to work together rather than divide. We need to travel like passengers in the same boat, and cooperation and win-win is the only viable path forward.
第4排这位女士。谢谢主持人，央广记者提问。我们注意到白皮书提到，世界互联网大会国际组织以及今年7月在北京成立。那么刚才你也提到，世界互联网大会乌镇峰会也即将举办。那请问中方对世界互联网大会国际组织的下一步发展有何期待？谢谢。
on 9th November. So what are the expectations of China on the international organization of the World Internet Conference? As we know that 8 sessions of the Wuzhen Summit has been held, and in July, the international organization has been inaugurated. And at the launching ceremony, President Xi Jinping sent a congratulatory message. He mentioned that the establishment of the international organization follows the trend of the times in the information age, is an important measure to deepen international exchange and cooperation in cyberspace. It is hoped that the World Internet Conference will stick to top-level design and quality and high-level development to contribute wisdom and strength to practical cooperation and to global cyberspace development. The World Internet Conference is an open platform. China is ready to work with the international community to build it well. We have the following expectations for the development of the international organization. First, on promoting common understanding and consensus. Focusing on the new challenges and problems facing cyberspace nowadays, we should stick to openness and inclusiveness to encourage the international community to resolve differences and build consensus. Second, on the development of digital economy, we should better play the role of digital economy in socio-economic development. And we hope that the digital economy will be an important source driving digital transformation and empowerment globally. And third, on digital technology innovation, we need to strengthen the coordination and innovation of the international community to cultivate more outcomes of innovation, to advance technological progress for mankind. And fourth, on cultural exchanges, we should encourage cooperation on cyberspace and strengthen cyberculture development and build mutual learning, promote mutual learning, and enhance public digital literacy to work for the healthy development of the cybercultural industry. Fifth, on rules making, we should advance the global internet governance process and encourage companies, research institutes, and universities to have discussions on rules making and standard setting. Sixth, on dialogue and cooperation, we should set up more and better platforms for exchanges among governments, international organizations, multinational companies, and technical communities. This is the end of today's press conference. Thank you all for coming.
That was a press conference held by China's State Council Information Office, officially releasing a white paper called